A very good evening and welcome to the English News Bulletin here on Rwanda Television. We are glad to have you with us. Let's begin with the top stories of the day. On Friday, Senate President Dr. Kalinda François-Xavier received the Turkish ambassador to Rwanda, Aslan Alper Yüksel. The Rusizi 3 hydroelectric dam project is on track to begin construction activities by the end of this year. On the international scene, Mexican firefighters have joined efforts to combat the ongoing wildfires in Los Angeles. My name is Olive Net, and it's always a great pleasure to have you with us. Let's start by informing you that on Friday, President Paul Kagame chaired a cabinet meeting at Village Urugwiro. This is the first cabinet meeting of 2025. The meeting discussed various issues. It took place 4 months after the launch of the new National Strategy for Transformation, NST2. The Minister of Sports, Mukazayire Nelly, the Minister of State in the Ministry of Sports, Rwego Ngarambe, and Mr. Godfrey Kabera, the Minister of State in charge of National Treasury in the Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning, attended the cabinet meeting for the very first time since their appointments at the end of last year. Moving ahead, on Friday, Senate President Dr. Kalinda François-Xavier received the Turkish ambassador to Rwanda, Aslan Alper Yüksel. Their discussion focused on strengthening bilateral relations between the two countries and deepening collaboration between their respective parliaments. We have details. Turkish ambassador to Rwanda, Aslan Alper Yüksel, expressed his appreciation for the strong development cooperation between Turkey and Rwanda, emphasizing that it is a partnership that will continue to be enhanced for the mutual benefit of both nations. He made these remarks following discussion with the President of the Senate, Dr. François-Xavier Kalinda, who hosted him in his office.
It has been a fruitful discussion. We have focused on the rapidly developing relations between Turkey and Rwanda. And we have also evaluated the prospects for the future, and we are both happy, pleased that these are offering us a potential that the both countries will mutually benefit.
The Senate President, Dr. François-Xavier Kalinda, stated that the discussions focused on mutual commitments to strengthening the strong relations between Rwanda and Turkey. The talks also explored opportunities to enhance collaboration between the legislative bodies of the two nations.
It was his first time visiting the Senate. We discussed the relations between Rwanda and Turkey, which are currently good and continue to grow since they began in 2013. We spoke about cooperation between the two countries and how to further improve it. Additionally, we discussed the relations between the parliaments of both countries. We also informed them that we will soon send a list of members from our parliament who will be part of the group that collaborates closely with members of the Turkish parliament.
Turkey collaborates with Rwanda across various sectors, including science and technology, trade and investment, culture and innovation. Moving ahead, the Rusizi 3 hydroelectric dam project with an estimated budget of $800 million is on track to begin construction activities by the end of this year. We have details about this story. The 206-megawatt Rusizi 3rd hydroelectric dam, poised to significantly enhance electricity generation in Rwanda, Burundi and the DRC, stands as one of the largest projects of its kind since the establishment of the Economic Community of Great Lakes countries in 1976. On Friday, Rusizi 3rd Energy Limited, in collaboration with the Rwandan Ministry of Infrastructure, provided stakeholders with an update on the project's progress. Mohsin Tahir, CEO of the Rusizi 3rd Energy Limited, highlighted the strong commitment of the three participating countries to the project. He noted that each nation plays an equal role in meeting its obligations and actively collaborates to address challenges encountered during the project's preparation and implementation.
And what we see in developing this project, all three countries are very motivated, very engaged in order to get the project delivered. And we believe this is having a very positive impact in the region. In addition to this, the energy will be distributed throughout the CPGL region, and we estimate about 30 million people will be impacted in addition to industries. And you know, the list goes on in terms of the impacts it has, but I think these are the key ones. Obviously, you have the job creation, which comes with new projects like this. The renewable aspect, there's targets for 2030 that Rwanda and the region and the world are meeting, and this will help meet a lot of those as well. So wide-ranging impacts for Rusizi 3.
The Rusizi third project is now in its final stages of preparation, with tenders for construction currently open. A comprehensive agreement among donors, project developers, and participating countries is anticipated by September this year. Charles Vumbi-Mbega, CEO of the Great Lakes Agency for Cooperation and Development, which oversees the Rusizi third project, emphasized the importance of continued commitment from all involved countries. He underscored that ensuring the safety and security of the dam site during construction will be critical to the project's success.
Votre appui est essentiel.
The participation of the countries involved in this project is crucial for maintaining security in the area where the dam will be built, in line with the security agreement signed in October 2019 between the Republic of Rwanda, DRC, and Burundi. Furthermore, we request full cooperation from communities living in the area where the dam will be constructed with REL and the dam builders.
Dr. Jimmy Gasore, the Minister of Infrastructure, stated that upon completion, the dam will significantly contribute to increasing electricity generation in a sustainable and reliable manner.
The CZ3 Regional Hydropower Project offers several key benefits, among which these four stands out. First, there is an increase in power generation. With an anticipated capacity of 260 megawatt, Rusizi will provide clean, reliable, and renewable energy, benefiting millions across. Second benefit is promoting sustainability. Harnessing hydropower supports global climate goals by reducing carbon emissions and ensuring long-term energy security. Third is driving socio-economic development. The energy access fuels industrialization, creates jobs, and progress in education, healthcare, and economic empowerment for improving the quality of life of the community. And lastly, one of the benefits that stand out is strengthening regional cooperation.
This project has a capacity to generate 206 megawatt, is the first major energy initiative in the Great Lakes region. Construction of the dam is slated to begin by the end of 2025, with completion projected within 5 years. The total cost of the dam upon completion is estimated at $800 million. Now to regional matters. The capture of Masisi territory by the M23 has sparked widespread condemnation and prompted numerous calls from the international community for the group's withdrawal. To gain a deep understanding of the situation, RBA conducted an exclusive interview with regional expert Gasominari Jean-Baptiste, who provided his insights on the matter.
Well, actually, the world is now making statements because it's an expression of their failure to solve the problem that is ongoing in Eastern DRC. That is why they are multiplying statements and statements. Otherwise, M23 has legitimate causes which led them to fight and to capture Masisi territory. And Masisi territory is part of DRC. It's part of their country. It's their right to fight and capture any area within their country. They never went to a foreign country to fight. So there is no need that the international community as a whole be condemning them, because actually they have been having issues with their government. These issues have never been solved. Among the issues, I think the most serious one is the refugees that have been outside their land, their homeland for more than 25 years now. The international community is the one responsible for feeding those refugees in refugee camps where they are in various countries that are neighboring DRC, including Uganda, Rwanda, Tanzania to a certain extent, and Kenya. So the international community has failed to address this issue for these people to go back home. Now after 25 years, the young ones say, no, we cannot afford not to have a country. We need to go back and fight for our rights. So they are rightly fighting for their rights in their country. So I do not understand why the international community now is agitated that they should withdraw from where they have captured without even showing where they should go. If they are saying that they should withdraw from Masisi territory headquarters, where are they suggesting that they should go? Because Masisi is part of their land. They have conquered their land because actually they have been asking for the international community and DRC government to help solve the problem that is theirs. And nothing has been done. Now that they have taken up arms to fight, everyone now has stood up to say that they should withdraw. Where do they want them to withdraw to? They do not have where to withdraw to. That is why they will remain in Masisi where they are, and possible they will be actually pursuing the enemy until when he reaches an area where he won't be a problem to them.
This region they are being requested to withdraw from has been for many years in the hands of FDLR and the other militias. Why only M23?
No, it's simply because M23 is not a loved child of the international community, because they can defy what the international community is trying to do in DRC by making this conflict endless. Because as you know, MONUSCO has been deployed in the eastern DRC for over 2 decades now, since 1999. But if you ask them to show you tangible results, they won't show them. But yet they have spent millions and billions of dollars each year. The UN votes resolutions and budgets to support MONUSCO. But yet MONUSCO is not bringing about results. So when a movement like M23 comes in and fights and liberates territories, you are like exposing that international community. So all the communiques that you're seeing, all the statements, it's like a retaliation that you want to show to the world that we are useless, that we are not doing much. So we are also going to deal with you, because actually they have facilities to make those statements. They can be easily understood, but they ignore the root causes that make M23 fight. And you know, by making a mere statement, I do not think that you solve the problem, or you are contributing towards solving the problem.
Why do you think FDLR, for instance, is cherished?
Actually, it is cherished because actually FDLR is what? Is just a result of the policies and politics of those colonial masters. They are the ones that supported them. They are the ones that armed them. They are the ones that after they committed genocide against the Tutsi in 1994. FDLR has been, actually by that time it was not called FDLR. Let me just make it clear. The former government forces of Rwanda, all the militia that participated in the genocide in Rwanda, they are the ones, they were escorted to DRC. They were not disarmed. And since then, they have been receiving every support that they could receive, and this support, being political, being logistical, being diplomatic, they have been receiving it. So if they are supported by people, they cannot just release, they cannot just forget about them today. So they know their friends are now in trouble because they are being fought, and they are trying everything they can to rescue them.
Do you see any added value for M23 capturing Masisi?
Definitely yes. Definitely yes. It's a territory that is added to the territories that they had. They were controlling, and it is strategic to the sense that it's on the road going to Walikale territory headquarters. and all the access to other areas is through Masisi. So militarily, it's a very good achievement. The whole territory of Masisi actually is like the food store of the whole North Kivu province. So people in Goma are fed with food that comes from Masisi and other areas. But Masisi being closer to Goma contributes much more, because even ferrying food from Masisi to Goma is easier than ferrying the same from Lubero, which is far away from Goma. So Masisi definitely is a strategic area. Gaining it is a very good gain. And I think the people who are now making those statements, they know what Masisi means as a territory.
What message to Burundian forces who have been there for some months?
Well, Burundian forces are just there fighting because on the request of Tshisekedi. But the motivation they have is that they say that they have gone to fight Tutsis because this genocide ideology in the region, hasn't ended. It is a work in progress. When they lose that war, because actually, let me say it straight. CNDD, FDD have no record of winning wars. So they will go to DRC. They have been there. They have deployed more than 10,000 troops now. But since when they came until today, they haven't even gained one single village on their own. So being there, yes, they are there because their leaders want to be them to be there. The government forces, the government of DRC forces are there. All the militia in the eastern part, the people that they used to refer to as armed groups, all of them were recruited by the government and put together in under one umbrella called Wazalendo. They are all fighting, but what are they gaining in terms of victories on the battleground? Simply because they do not have any valid reason to fight for. But M23, on the other hand, has valid reasons to fight for. They have genuine causes to fight for. That is why they are registering victories over victories.
So far, the government in Kinshasa has refused direct talks with M23. What do you think will happen after M23 they are capturing cities?
Well, when they capture cities, and if the government of Congo continue to refuse to negotiate, then the M23 will administer where they have captured, and the DRC government will remain with the party that it's controlling. There is no other option. Either they negotiate, they agree on something, they sign a peace deal, then they cease fire and integrate in the whole process: army, security forces, government, local government, and so forth. Or they will keep administering the areas that they have captured, because they are under their jurisdiction now, and they have showed the capacity to administer territories better than the government that is in place in DRC.
Now, on Friday, the U.S. government, through USAID, has donated essential oxygen and newborn equipment worth $640,500 to Rwanda's Ministry of Health, and the donation aimed at improving newborn health care was handed over by Anna Badipo Mbuyamba, Acting Deputy Mission Director of USAID, Rwanda and Burundi. The equipment includes oxygen pulse monitors, neonatal resuscitation devices, and CPAP machines. It will be distributed to health facilities across the country, especially those supported by USAID's To a Whole project. The tools will help manage complications during pregnancy and childbirth significantly, improving neonatal survival rates. Access to reliable medical equipment is vital in addressing maternal and newborn health challenges. This donation will enhance healthcare delivery, build trust in the system, and contribute to better health outcomes in Rwanda. Now, moving ahead to other matters, 6 years after Rwanda implemented a ban on single-use plastics to mitigate plastic pollution and safeguard the environment, various institutions have embraced this policy, while others continue to utilize plastics. William Evans has details on this.
Effective 1st January this year, the Central Bank of Rwanda prohibited using plastics within its premises. The Central Bank joins many other institutions in Rwanda that have integrated sustainable practices in their services to support Rwanda's vision for a low-carbon, climate-resilient future. Some say this shift has brought them more business.
For us, it was easy to implement because we already have a responsible business as our own program. So we didn't only ban plastic bottles, we are now even banning the plastic dusting bin. And we are using only eco-friendly products in our housekeeping. We call it green housekeeping. So we have so many different initiatives coming from our own responsibility, our own initiatives. So many businesses, big ones, are coming because of our sustainability.
While some institutions are ahead in eliminating single-use plastics in their operations, several others persist in using these materials. Beata Akimhaye, the Division Manager of Environmental Compliance and Enforcement at Rwanda Environment Management Authority, emphasizes the importance of prioritizing environmental protection.
Kugira ngo single-use plastics tube twazivaho nk'igihugu.
To fully eliminate single-use plastics, we must consider two fundamental aspects. The first and the most important is the commitment rooted in the value we place on existing laws, alongside an understanding of the long-term impacts of single-use plastics on our environment, economy, and development. From there, we can start thinking about viable solutions. Some institutions have begun using reusable water bottles, indicating that effective solutions can be implemented even when they might not come at the same pace.
Ibisubizo biba bishobora kuba byaboneka wenda ntibyabonekera rimwe ahantu hose.
Rwanda aims to reduce its greenhouse gas emissions by 38% by 2023 and strives to achieve carbon neutrality by 2050. William Evans, Mtabazi, RwandaTV News.
You're still watching RwandaTV News. Welcome back. We will go to look global stories now. Mexican firefighters have joined efforts to combat the ongoing wildfires in Los Angeles, providing critical support to local teams battling the flames. VOA has the details.
This brigade of firefighters from Mexico is gearing up for another challenging day battling the wildfires that have devastated the Los Angeles region. Carefully inspecting their equipment, shovels, rakes, chainsaws, and essential food and water supplies, they prepare to spend up to 12 hours working in the rugged and unforgiving mountain terrain.
This is part of our job, to support California, and we do it with pride.
Relative humidity 10 to 16%.
During a quick morning briefing, the Mexican team leader translates the weather conditions and instructions from a California brigade chief.
Red flag warning is in effect.
Once they head out into the mountains, they rely solely on each other, working as a team to help contain the flames.
This is something we have to do. It's our duty.
Their commitment has not gone unnoticed by local fire crews.
Everybody seems to be in shape, fit, ready to go. I think it's a good opportunity for me to learn as well as for them to learn and help out at the same time.
The brigade of 72 firefighters and emergency personnel arrived on Saturday, January 11th, from Mexico's National Forestry Commission and Ministry of Defense. California Governor Newsom was on hand to welcome the team.
This is what relationships are all about. Friends in need, being there for one another. We want to be there for the people of Mexico in times of need and disasters, and we're incredibly humbled and grateful that the president was willing to send the crew you see behind me.
Juan Tapia is brigade chief.
This is part of our job, and we also have an agreement with the United States. We are glad to be doing this.
The day after they landed in California, Mexican firefighters received a detailed briefing on managing the unique challenges posed by wildfires in the Los Angeles region.
Cambia un poco el tipo de vegetación nada más.
The vegetation is a little different. It's similar, but the scale here is bigger. It's more aggressive.
Por la cantidad, a lo mejor es un poco más agresivo.
As the team of Mexican firefighters heads into the mountains to combat the wildfires, they have been welcomed by local fire crews who have been enduring exhausting extended shifts.
It's very appreciated. Yep, we couldn't be as successful as we are without everybody involved.
For Fernando Mejia in Los Angeles, Veronica Villafañe, VOA News.
Brings us to the end of tonight's bulletin, but before we leave, a quick look at the stories we've covered. On Friday, Senate President Dr. Kalinda Francois-Xavier received the Turkish ambassador to Rwanda, Aslan Alpay-Yüksel. The Rusizi 3 hydroelectric dam project is on track to begin construction activities by the end of this year. On the international scene, the Mexican firefighters have joined efforts to combat the ongoing wildfires in Los Angeles. Now this concludes today's bulletin. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of the entire news team, we wish you a restful and enjoyable weekend ahead. Stay safe and take care.